Welcome everyone to our regular Tuesday session where Dinesh Karki and I talk about all things trekking in Nepal. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle Hill and I'm a business and travel coach. And I will get Dinesh to introduce himself shortly. For me, let me say, well, we call it a love affair, but my first experience of Nepal was nearly 9 years ago now, when I got off the plane in Kathmandu and went and trekked Everest Base Camp and really had no idea exactly what I'd let myself in for, because that was the first time I'd ever done a really long trek and the first time I'd ever done altitude, all sorts of things like that. So, if you want to start off by jumping in the deep end, that's a great way to do it. But let me tell you, the feeling of exhilaration and confidence and just, oh my God, I can do anything, that came from doing that trek was a massive kickstart for me on my personal development journey. And some of the lessons I learned during that time, I'm still using today. Now, after 2 years, came back and trekked Annapurna Circuit as well. So I have a little bit of knowledge of that region, but there are so many other places in Nepal that I would really love to explore. So now I'm going to hand you over to Dinesh to introduce himself, because he's pretty much explored most of Nepal.
Yeah, I expert because I'm from here.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good morning and namaste from Nepal and based in Kathmandu. Born and raised, spent my childhood in the eastern part of Nepal, where the big mount of the world located, Mount Everest. Spent my childhood there with my parents, of course. And in my early age, I came to Kathmandu for my study. At the meantime, I started this job. I involved in the tourism sector since my early age. It's been like almost more than 20 years now, if we count the years from 2023 to now. So when I start my first job, and during this my journey, now I became like of uh, owner of Nature Explorer Trek, and of course guides, adventure guide, climbing guide, and been in all over the some countries, not all over, some countries, not only in Nepal, like Asia, Japan, Korea, like Europe, some few countries, and is facing so many different situations, and working as a tourism guide and providing the service and arranging the trip. It's been like long experience, what I'm saying. Before I became Mount Dinesh Karki, mountain guide and owner of this company, I did so many different step of job. Start as a porter, spend like almost half decade to supporting the bag of people carrying the bag in the mountain. And then when I got like when I spent quite a long time, and then I got a chance to promote my step to assistant guide, cook, assistant and cook, whatever I need to do for became a full guide. Before I accomplish as a senior guide, I need experience. So for that, I spent like nearly 1 decade. After final 1 decade complete in the beginning of my this journey, then I became full guide, where with big responsibility with safety and security. That company trust me to send a group to the mountains. Then spend and work with one of the toppest level companies in Kathmandu. Then after experience and experience of a lot of huge experience, not only myself, me and other my colleague, like who work together as guiding, we're planning and we're thinking to our own organization called Nature Expert Trek, where Michelle and I meet. Since 2015, we're running our own company, Nature Expert Trek. It's been 9 years, even more now. So we are very happy to working and pushing continue, even facing the different situations like earthquake, COVID, anything. But we are just pop with positive vibes and with pure energy. We're moving on, and then during this journey, we have meet like so many different people from all over the world, and we have a different experience. Well, if I'm say I have a friend from all over the world because where I meet here on the trek. So, but it's not like all like Michelle, like we're like doing like kind of as aim of providing some experience in the market in the internet for those who are love to travel in Nepal or anywhere. Uh, so it's really nice, and in during our company journey, we have got positive vibes, so many different feedback from our clients, and which give us more energy to work continue. So that's why I want to tell now. So I think
Yeah, thank you very much. That's pretty comprehensive, and I guess people will really understand how extensive your experience is, and also from your knowledge, how you can help people create their own itineraries. Now, today, what we're going to talk about is beyond the trails, discovering the hidden gems of Upper Mustang. Now, one of the reasons that we've chosen to talk about this today is that the next tour in this area is in June. Am I correct, Dinesh?
yes, it is in June.
And um, what normally happens is, if you have a group of people who come to Dinesh, you might organize your own trek, and it will just be your group on the trek. Or if you're just a person by themselves or two people who want to go to a particular area, Dinesh can organize a bespoke trip, but also open that up to other people who want to journey to the same area at the same time. And then, this is a win-win for both people. So just to kickstart us off, perhaps you can explain, like, where is Upper Mustang in terms of like Pokhara and Kathmandu and Annapurna circuit?
Well, thank you for the first questions. Upper Mustang self-located the beyond of the Annapurna, and just bordering with Upper Dolpo, and of course border with the Annapurna Mountains.
Mhm.
So as we saying, it is hidden gem, and it is started from since 1992 for the trekkers. It was different hidden kingdom. So normally the trekkers could not trek there because of it is a protected area,
Yeah.
right? Because of the treasure of country, as it is like a different kingdom, and they just want to keep it like secret, right?
Yep.
After starting sending the trekkers, they started from 1992, and now is continue trekkers used to go there, and it is the border of Annapurna and Upper Dolpa. Like I mean, it is, if I'm say from Kathmandu right now, I'm in the east. It is in the far west of the
Right.
country, in
Okay.
that direction. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, up there.
yeah, up there. Yeah,
Yeah, we should have a map, shouldn't we?
yeah. We should. Otherwise, I could show it in the map.
Yeah, yeah,
We can do it next, no problem. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So you mentioned, like, it was hidden and it's upper. So does it border on Tibet? Is there some Tibetan culture in this area?
Oh yes, I forgot to mention that part. Yes, it is the one, not only the country of border country on Nepal. It is the border with Tibet.
Right.
So
Okay.
when we trekking to the upper Mustang, when we reach in Lo-Manthang, the Lo-Manthang is the last big city of that upper Mustang. So when the travelers they go exploration day to the border, because of it is not far from the upper Mustang, right? So it is very close, and then the people who live there, they have all the lifestyle, culture, and everything is quite similar with Tibetan, as they are migrate last 600 to 700 years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it
Um,
is like completely same.
okay. Yeah, because I did jot down some of the features here, and when you do the Upper Mustang trek, you come back down through Annapurna region and go to the hot springs and those sort of places.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
So the trekking. Let's talk a little bit route of this route. This route
Yep.
of this trekking.
Yep.
You arrive in Kathmandu, and then just we need one extra day to prepare your documents, as it is a restricted area. We need a special permit,
Okay.
Special permit is quite costly, and it is required from the Nepal government. Then next day we travel to Pokhara by bus or by flight. Both is options available. And
Yeah.
then we take another short flight to Jomsom, Muktinath. It is also the route, trekking route of the Annapurna. So
Yeah.
we, in the first beginning of the day of this trek, we still will be in Annapurna route trekking. And then from our day fourth of trek, we will be extend our trail to the Upper Mustang. We go more like a more left west. The
Yeah.
Annapurna is in the more right on the our arm, but
Yeah.
not my left, your left. And and then Upper Mustang, we go like left down, you know. And
Yeah.
then after 4 or 5 days of walking, we will get our last destination of the trek, the place called Lo-Manthang.
Yeah.
And Lo-Manthang, normally we stay extra acclimatization day and extra night, because of there is so many things to see, like a monastery, cultural monastery, cave, hills, mountains, and as we mentioned earlier, Tibet border. Tibet and
Do,
Nepal border called
do you actually
Corona
go,
border.
do you actually go into Tibet or you just go to the border?
No, we can't go to
Right.
Tibet then, because it is other country. We
Yeah.
just can stand in the border, like in the line, and can
Oh,
take a
okay. Yeah.
picture of both country. This is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and then after that, some people take the kind of round circuit. They go like other way, come back down to the Johnson. Some
Yeah.
people who doesn't have long time and just want to do the quicker, and they also go by walk down the same trail. Like as you're familiar, you walk already, right? And then you
Okay.
come down.
Just define long time and quicker. How many days?
Now Upper Mustang operate two tribes. Like one is overland, another is by walk. Most of
Mm,
people still love to go by walk because of Upper Mustang is special as a trekking and the cultural heritage.
yeah. Yeah.
So if we go by overland, it's just 1 week is enough because of your quicker by drive. And
Yeah.
if you want to do the trekking, it takes still like 13-14 days. What I recommend to people, do trekking for 13-14 days,
Yeah.
which means you will explore and you will not miss anything what you need to see on this trek.
Yeah. Sounds good. Um, Now you mentioned about the Forbidden City, and we've talked a little bit about the Buddhist culture and things like that. But when you are trekking, like what mountains will you see? Like what sort of views will you get on the Himalayas or of the
Well, yeah, Upper Mustang is, to be honest, not a popular like a to see the big mountain. Upper Mustang
right,
is for more popular or for more interesting is culture.
right,
But
okay,
still we see the mountains. Like in the beginning of trekking, like when we leave the Jomsom, Muktinath, and Kagvini, and then when we raise little on the hill, so we will see the back. It's Annapurna, because still we see the Annapurna, as Annapurna is a
yeah,
taller mountain, right?
yeah,
And then we see the Nilgiri and Dholagiri. These are very popular.
yeah,
And when we are into the valley of Upper Mustang, then we will not see the bigger mountain, because it is like the surrounded
oh
by
yeah,
the
like you're down in the
different, yeah,
valley,
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
valley and little hills, like not like, I mean, like still there's mountains, but not over 6,000. They are still all standing in about 5,500 to 5,800. Still
right,
there we can see the snow line, but not
yeah.
like a tall mountain or like other region.
Okay, so
So yeah,
sorry to interrupt, because you mentioned that you're in a valley. So when you're doing this trek, what's the maximum altitude that you would expect to go to?
maximum altitude will be like 4,200.
Right,
Yeah,
okay,
but on the way we will cross some high passes about 5,000.
right,
But we will not sleep in the 5,000, because it is just the high passes and we go down to sleep. Yeah.
right, okay, good. Now there's another thing that because you and I have talked about this trek before, and it's on it's on my list of things I want to do when I come to Nepal. So I think I'm going to be coming to Nepal for about the next 5 years or 10 years or something. Um, but one of the reasons that this trek can be popular with people is, as I mentioned, you have a trek going in June. Now that's the middle of the monsoon season, isn't it? When
Yes.
people normally it's not recommended for people to come to Nepal and trek because there's too much rain. But what happens in Upper Mustang? It's a little bit different, isn't it?
You're right in this point. Yes, June, and normally the monsoon start after spring in Nepal, but that means all over the rain. Not true.
Yeah,
Especially in the Upper Mustang and Upper Dolpo, this area still stays dry. Like not, I don't mean like not even rain, but sometimes it can be little rain, but not like a muddy and every day like raining kind of things. This is
yeah.
very dry land and different plateau as it is border to Tibet, the highland. There will be less windy in the monsoon and more greenery, loose forest because of
Mm.
growing the new seeds and farming the lands. And we can see the very greenery Upper Mustang in the even it is dry in the winter and the spring, but in monsoon and autumn it is very more very green, and because
Okay.
of all the new not all the hills are not green because it is a more dry part like Tibet,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the land, the because
yeah.
the local people harvest and
Okay.
then they just farming, right? And also it is compared to the lower part of the country, it is less rain.
Mm.
That's the reason those travelers who come to Nepal in monsoon time, they go to Upper Mustang instead of doing like Everest or Annapurna or
Right.
Langtan. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
because I imagine um doing Everest in the middle of the monsoon would not be particularly
No,
enjoyable.
absolutely no, because of rain can
Plus,
disturb
it'd
your
also
holiday.
be dangerous too, wouldn't it?
Dangerous means like when you, especially the cloudy, and when
Yeah,
you take flight from Kathmandu to Pokhara, sorry, the
yeah,
Lukla.
yeah. Okay. So you mentioned before too that this is a restricted area and you must have special permits to go there. So as part of organizing the tour for people who want to go there, you and your team, you organize all of these permits and make sure all the paperwork's correct.
Yes, that's how we are here. The company we registered under the Nepal government.
Right.
Means individuals cannot make it because of we need so many required documents to apply to get your visa because it is restricted area. So the the permit fee is totally different than other region. It is uh, very restricted. As that's why they call restricted area.
Yeah.
So we need to apply with your all details, like we need your physical passport with us,
Right.
right? And
Okay.
then we need your visa. Like we need to explain everything, how long you stay here and why
Yeah.
you go for how many days you are going. We need to explain everything in the form.
Yeah.
Need to fill the form,
Yeah.
and so this is like what we do,
Yeah.
and that's the reason we are here, and we organize all these types of documents and organize the guide, permit, flight, like
Yeah.
all the highlight arrangement.
Okay, so because you mentioned before, like at the start, obviously, when the people who are doing the trek get to Kathmandu, that part of the time is spent getting all this paperwork straight, but also as part of what you guys do as well is um, have a meeting and an equipment check with everyone before you head off, just in case there is something that either a person didn't realize they needed or they didn't bring because they wanted to buy it in Kathmandu. And then you will help them organize that as well. Is that right?
Is right, yes. We do check, as you mentioned already, and if they feel they don't have it, they can still buy in Kathmandu,
Yeah,
fulfill the bag, and whatever they don't need for the trekking, they can leave in at hotel or my place in office.
yeah, yeah,
So and then they can collect it when they come back, and what they need for trekking, they can only take on with them
yeah,
in the mountain. And we do our guide is duty for that. Beginning of their trip. That's we call a departure meeting,
yeah.
right? So we have a meeting not only about talking. We also check the gear, what they need and what they don't need, and what do need to do, what doesn't need to do, right? So that's we suggest in the beginning, as it is simple brief.
Yeah,
So it will helps to guide people to success the trip without any regrets.
absolutely. Because if you've got people in the group who don't have the right equipment, or the right first aid stuff or whatever, um, it if something happens, it can impact not only, excuse me, on them, but also on the rest of the group. And then just something I did think of when you were talking about getting the permits. Now, is there, like, when you have a group who wants to trek to Upper Mustang and you're getting the permits, like, is there a minimum number that has to go in the group, or can you just take one person if they specifically want to go there at a specific time and nobody else wants to do it?
Well, this is quite interesting that we need to involve this talk in this video, in this record. Yeah, it is, as it is a restricted area. The Nepal government required 2 people, right, to obtain the permit. One people, if you are single traveler want to go, and then still he can travel, but need to buy the 2 permits.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Single
so
permit, you cannot apply the single because
so
of their
roughly how much does a permit cost?
per day 50 rupees, $50, sorry, $50, and it minimum we have to buy for 10 days. That means 500 each. So for example, if I want to go, I'm solo traveler, I have to buy the 2 permits.
Okay,
Or
so
there is
that
options.
so that adds, if you want to go by yourself, that literally adds extra US dollars, $100 a day. Okay, so it starts to make it a little bit more expensive, doesn't it? So the recommendation would be, you know, if you do have more than one person, come as a group. But if you are a single traveler who wants to go, then we will do our best to find somebody else who wants to go at a similar time. But so just looking at it and I think I just wanted to make this point about the cost of the special permits, because if you are just on a website and you're looking at, oh, this is the cost for Everest Base Camp trek, this is the cost for Annapurna Circuit, this is the cost for this, and then you see Upper Mustang and you think, wow, that's really, like, it costs a lot more money compared to the other treks. But I really wanted to highlight this point so that people understand that there is a reason behind all of the costings on the website. And it's not just simply because, oh, it's further away and we don't really want to do it. It is because of the government costs that we're incurring. So
yeah.
Now, is there anything else that we've missed with our little discussion today about trekking, aside from the fact that if anybody does want to join into the June group, that's June 2024, which is coming up fairly quickly. We were just talking before we started the event that the year, the weeks are ticking by really quickly, and we're already in the middle of April. So if you are interested in joining in with this trek, please get in touch as soon as possible. Somewhere around this video, there will be a link for the contact form on the website, or you can reach out via direct message on Facebook to either myself or Dinesh, or just go to the Nature Explore Trek website, and there is a WhatsApp number where you will connect directly with Dinesh, and one of us can have a chat with you, see what you want to do, see how we can put all this together and make it a win-win for everybody who's going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think that's just about it for today. So I'm going to say namaste. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing all of your knowledge with us. And I know that whoever's watching this replay, that it will help them organize their Nepal journey. So
okay.
I will talk to you same time next week.
Yes, sometime. See you next week. Okay.